Welcome back to another edition of Flight Tying with Jim Misiura. Today we're going to tie a pheasant tail midge. The hook I have in the vise is a Scud hook, and this is a size 18. This is a mustad, so that's why it looks so large. But these midges, you could tie them size 10 to size 20 if you'd like. I'm going to use red thread. I'm going to start a base of thread, attach it behind the eye. I'm going to go ahead and break this off here. Now I'm going to put a silver rib on there. This is extra fine wire. And I'm starting the rib all the way up front so that I don't get a big bump on the back as if I tied the rib at the tail. So I'm going to use that rib to make a 45 degree to keep my turns tight. Keep them bumped together. And I was recently at the Sawbug Show down in Arkansas, and the fellow next to me, Al Laurent, was tying these. And he gave me a sample, and I'm going to tie one up for you. I'm going to bring that down pretty far down, and then I'm going to bring my thread back up about 2 to 3 millimeters. It's going to have a red tag on the tail. Now Al made them with black pheasant tail. I don't have black. I'm going to use the darkest I have, and this is a dark olive. I'm going to take two or three barbels from the pheasant tail. And I'm going to go ahead and tie them in by the tip. And we're going to come up 2/3 the length of the hook. Go ahead and trim that off. Going to readjust my hook here a little bit so I have a more level area to tie on. Going to take my pheasant tail, put it in my hackle pliers. We're going to twist that a little bit and start to wind it. We're going to bring that right up to that 2/3 area. Down on the White River, Midge's is the ticket. When I was down there, I was using a size 16 midge, but there was guys that were using them 20 and smaller and catching fish. I did pretty well catching fish on the size 16. I keep that pheasant tail twisted just a little bit, and it won't separate like you saw that one wrap trying to separate there. Extend that just a little bit more to get maybe one or two more wraps out of it there. There we go. I'll get that thread up there, and I'm going to tie that off. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. I'm going to go ahead and wrap down the tag. Try to keep this head area level. I'm going to take my rib, silver wire, extra fine silver wire rib. I'm going to wrap that counterclockwise. I'm going to palmer that up. I want to get maybe 3 wraps on the tag. And we're going to continue that right through the pheasant tail. And this, of course, is securing the pheasant tail from the teeth of the trout. Tie that down. And we can break that off. Get that a little bit. There we go. Now we got a pretty level spot there. Now for the thorax, you can say, I'm going to use a red tinsel. This is a size 12 tinsel. You actually want something smaller, but it'll just happen in less wraps. Tying it in. This is a red and green, and I'm tying it in so I can see the green side. And when I wrap it, I will see the red side. And about 2 wraps is all it takes with this thickness. A couple of wraps in front, and I'm going to get rid of that tinsel. Now for the head, we're going to use Peacock Herl. And I'm going to tie this Peacock Herl in by the tip. And we're going to give this maybe 3 wraps. Once, twice, 3 wraps looks good. Go ahead and tie this off. And now for the gills, I'm going to use this 130 Denier thread. This is white UTC. You can just use any 3/0 thread. Doesn't really matter how long it is. We're going to tie that in. Just tie that right there next to the Peacock Herl. Hold that back so that your gills are going to the rear. Secure that. And I'm going to go ahead and whip finish that now. Remove that excess. Now I'm going to trim the gills, and I want to trim them to about halfway into our red flash. And here we have the pheasant tail midge. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends. Leave comments, questions, suggestions, and most of all,